If there is anything I'm trying to obviously get adapted to, it's really coming live and really talking to my fellow fans onto this channel known as the Rokani Media Football. And Odegaard, the real skipper, is really the story that we're talking about. Martin Odegaard leading Arsenal by example, and we are going to break it down with what Arteta said and what this guy is obviously putting up onto the cards every time Arsenal needs him. Welcome to this channel. This is the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where you're watching us from? I go by the names of Rokan David. Smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Martin Odegaard is 25 years of age, and he made 25 years of age on the 17th of December 2023, and it shows you that he has just gone ahead to hit his peak. And if at all a player hits his peak at 25 and is really putting in stats that he's like doing right now, just get to know this guy is really having a huge ceiling ahead of him. Abiodan Gaffa, thank you for watching through. I'm really eager to obviously broadcast to you this video and the very many others that are going to join us. But let's obviously continue talking about Pochettino coming in through and obviously exposing Pep Guardiola and Man City, plus Ange Pochettino and Spurs Blip that has seen more pressure pile onto them as far as clinching the top 4 is really concerned. Let's see close to 200 likes much in this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And guess my name, Rokan David. You can as well call me already. And what is really happening right now at the side of the Premier League? Games have gone ahead to be played today, and the results are in. And yesterday we saw close to 7 fixtures take center stage, and today we've gone ahead to see more do the needful. 2 games have gone ahead to be played today, and the results have been as follows. Yesterday, Brentford played Liverpool, and Liverpool beat Brentford by 4-1. Liverpool beat Brentford by 4-1. Arsenal beat Burnley by 5-0. Newcastle drew with Bournemouth 2-2. Fulham had to obviously lose to Aston Villa by 2-1. Nottingham Forest 2, West Ham 0. Tottenham Hotspur 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2. That's why you've gone ahead to bring in Ange Pochettino into this mix. Then Man City and Chelsea 1-1. That's why you've gone ahead to bring in Pochettino as he obviously goes ahead to school Pep Guardiola and Man City. Then was beaten by Brighton as a player in this level of game of football. Tomorrow Everton is playing Crystal Palace, and on Tuesday we are seeing Man City taking on Brentford. That's how, as it's obviously gonna be called upon to obviously. It's really looking awkward for the internet and what it's doing to us. I think it's supposed to be doing better because we've gone ahead to stream here, and the stream has always been having a live health. So let's start it off with Martin Odegaard and what Arteta had to say about his impact in a new role. When people talk about the new role of Martin Odegaard in the previous 2 games has been played as a number 8. That is it. Because in that midfield 3 of Odegaard, Trossard and Declan Rice, he has gone ahead to take center stage playing as a number 8 into that game, with Trossard taking on the role of a number 10 and interchanging with the guy himself, that is Declan Rice, the guy himself, that is Kai Havertz, to really tussle it out in all the best ways possible. So this guy has come up with the best performances in the recent 2 games where he has gone ahead to be played as a number 8, scoring a goal and putting in 3 assists. 2 against West Ham, 1 goal against Burnley, and 1 assist, meaning that in 2 games he has gone ahead to get 4 goal involvements. And in see Arsenal on fire, you anticipate that this guy is obviously going to raise up to the occasion and make Arsenal great. Now, Arteta on Martin Odegaard is impacting a different role. I had to first explain to you what different role this guy is really playing in at Arsenal. And we've been told what Arteta said. I think confidence-wise, he's in a real good moment, and physically as well, with the way he applies himself, defending, attacking, the connection, the movement he gave us on the right hand side. It's really good. He's hitting form. Obviously, towards the end of last year, I told you that I see Odegaard coming in through to where he was last season, and most of you were like, he's not scoring goals, so he's not back to where he was. Sometimes a player doesn't need to be scoring in goals or putting in assists to obviously see to it that has gonna hit obviously clinch the levels at which he has been performing in recently. He just needed to obviously raise up to the occasion, and he really did, and I saw him really do that in the previous games where he went ahead to register all these assists and goals that he's putting in through. So in his new role, playing alongside Declan Rice and Trossard, he has looked better. But if you're a team like Arsenal, you would love to see to it that you are having two players alongside Declan Rice that are really good at holding the ball. That is Martin Odegaard and Trossard. You would love to see them in the middle of the park doing what exactly they're supposed to be doing. And that really helps Arsenal to break down teams easily. Because when you look at Trossard, there are those late box runs that he makes that are going to hate obviously give Arsenal lots and lots of access. When you look at his goal against Crystal Palace, it was really exquisite. You know, it's a late run that is being discovered by Martin Odegaard, you know. And when you make a late run, that means you really have good chances, if at all you're really well composed, to really kill off your chances in the 18-yard box area of the opponent, because all of the people that are trying to obviously play against you and defend you will have gone ahead to run into the 18-yard box area, you know. And that gives you a lot of space to really get space to really kill off such moments, and that's what Trossard has gone ahead to do. If at all you look at the goals that are going ahead to score, that of that against Crystal Palace, you know, that against West Ham, you get, and that against Burnley, you know, it shows you how good he is. Now look at that late run he makes, you know, to lead the line that results into the penalty that Bukayo Saka scores. You remember it very well. It is this guy that is really brought down. And I think even against West Ham, who was really brought down for Bukayo Saka to really score that penalty? Wasn't it Leandro Trossard? I remember like it was Leandro Trossard. If at all I've gone ahead to get it wrong, you can as well go into the comment section and really correct me up. But I believe it was Leandro Trossard. But Trossard, when you look at the goal he scores against Liverpool, it shows you how good he is when he's really playing wide. And I told you in my previous video that, to me, I rank him as one of the best players at Arsenal right now because of what he really brings up on the side of Arsenal. He puts in a lot. He puts in a lot. In every position that he's played, he obviously puts in exactly what is required to obviously see to it that this side of Arsenal really gets the best out of him. But for Martin Odegaard, it's just the beginning. 10 more goals, I can guarantee you that he's going to really score them, and expect more 10 assists from him. That is it. Arsenal is on fire. Their fixtures that they're really left with, the 13 fixtures, are really going to give Arsenal a lot and a lot and a lot to see to it that Martin Odegaard really thrives. Let me read to you their fixtures. He has 2 goals in the Champions League, and he has 1 goal in the Carabao Cup. When you add them up to the 5, he already has 8 this season. So in the midweek, they're playing against FC Porto. I guarantee you he's gonna get himself. So as someone is telling me that it was Kai Havertz that was brought down, I'm sorry for that. Thanks for the correction. So when he's playing against FC Porto, I mean Arsenal, trust me, this guy can really surge and really create an assist and get in a goal in the midweek. That is on Wednesday 21st. Then when Arsenal is playing against Newcastle, that is on the 24th, that is this weekend, because in our country it's already a Monday, 19th. It shows you that this guy is going to come out and really put in his best of efforts to really kill off such moments as a player. So they have Newcastle at the Emirates. Newcastle is very vulnerable, as you'll see on Thursday when we come in through to do the match preview. I'm going to let you know how they are bad. When you look at how Arsenal are really scoring in goals, and how Odegaard is on fire, you really feel a little bit of worry for the side of Newcastle, because they've been letting in very many goals. And at Emirates right now, you couldn't joke with Arsenal because they might even get in a quadruple of return. Thomas Partey, Tomiyasu, Gabriel Jesus, and Zinchenko, close to 5 players, and Takahiro Tomiyasu might return to come up and bless the occasion of Arsenal. So this is where you don't obviously come in through and really joke with them. They can obviously come in through and obviously kill off that game. Then they play away at Sheffield. That is Arsenal on Monday 4th. You get? So, then on the 9th of March, they are going to play against Brentford. So, with those games, and then they're going to play against FC Porto, and then summarize it up with hosting Chelsea at the Emirates. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think Arsenal can win all these 6 games before they return from the international break to take on Man City. And I think that will be a very huge rest for Arsenal, because Man City is going to be having a couple of games to play in there for you. And that will be a very good game for Arsenal. So those games are going to be good for Odegaard. So all Arsenal has to pray to it for is to really capitalize onto these, knock out FC Porto, proceed to the next round of the Champions League. And after that, they'll see how impactful this guy is. And I would love to see this guy continue in there for you. As I've always told you, I would love to see Martin Odegaard take Arsenal to the level of winning what we call, of playing a Champions League final against Man City. I think it's only Arsenal that can stop Man City. I went ahead and saw that story. It was put up by Jamie Carragher, and I really felt like I should really do a little bit of a lot about it, because he was really spot on what he said. So that is the impact of Martin Odegaard to Arsenal. And I'm going to hit read you the next 6 fixtures of Arsenal, and I'm going to hit to show you that in those fixtures will be here when Odegaard has gone ahead to hit double figures in the Premier League goals and assists. You get? In the Champions League, I anticipate that he might even get in more 2 goals before they even play the quarterfinal. That is Odegaard for you, and that's his impact. Now, you remember this celebration. Let me show it to you. You know, this captain of Arsenal is really very, 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 very bright, and he carries himself well. Now, you remember that celebration. Very many journalists came out and said, why would Arsenal celebrate like that? People never knew that Arsenal had gone ahead to close down on the gap they really had in between them and Liverpool. Right now, Liverpool is having 57 points and Arsenal is having 55. If Arsenal had gone ahead to lose to Liverpool that day, the gap would have been 8. The gap would have been 5. But they celebrated that win because they need to eat that. It was the win they needed to take in their hand to really keep their title hopes alive. So that's why Odegaard came up and obviously got hold of that camera and took a shot, for that Arsenal long-time photographer, and went ahead and obviously shot him. Now, he really got lots of criticize. He was criticized, was slated by very many pundits that it's so early for them to celebrate. Yet, we've seen the manager of Liverpool celebrate every win they've gone ahead to get. That is it. So I think that was really, 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 really very naive of pundits coming in through and really stopping players from celebrating. For me, if I'm a football player or manager or what, I'll celebrate every moment that turns out to be triumphant in our journey, because when do you know you are going to stop really celebrating? I support Man United, but I never knew that we could take all these years without winning a big trophy, Premier League or a Champions League. But it's now a decade since we last went ahead to lift a serious trophy. So if Arsenal are celebrating such moments, let them celebrate them, because you never know when these moments will come to a halt or not. So for me, I support Odegaard on what we went ahead to do. And guess what? When he scored against Burnley, the first goal, see the celebration he did. He was like covering his ears and was telling all those that went ahead obviously coming through and really slayed him on his celebration when they won against Liverpool that, please, I cannot hear your noise. All the rest is background noise. I'm focusing on my game, and look at how we've gone ahead to win every Premier League game ever since this calendar year started. And they've gone ahead to do that. And courtesy of Martin Odegaard, he has a huge say onto all those wins that Arsenal has gone ahead to make. Now, Arteta was asked on that celebration on whether it was referring to the criticism he got when he was really celebrating as they beat Liverpool by holding that camera and taking that photo. Arteta said, I don't know, I didn't notice that he made that gesture, but he was really happy in the dressing room. The way he played again today, he was exceptional. I don't think he needs to send any message. He needs to be himself. He needs to do what he thinks. If he thinks to do something, do it and deal with the consequences, because some people are going to like it and some people won't, but really like him. That is That is Arteta. So Arteta is like, he's defending his captain, that the decisions he's making are really his decisions. And the consequences, when they come up, you have to obviously go ahead and obviously read those consequences and really say, all right, I'm supposed to come in through and obviously face them and dance to my music. I'm having Peter Bagonza, thank you for watching in through. You are saying, RD, thanks for the great work doing. All right, thank you very much for obviously watching in through. And it's always nice having you onto this channel because you guys are really great to keep us going, and you're gonna hit to do a very fantastic job here onto the side. So Arteta's gonna hate to defend his captain, and I really also defend him because no one should let you decide on which celebration you're supposed to take. You get? We've seen very many celebrations that have gonna hate to be taken by players, and the pundits have gonna hate to come out and criticize them, and sometimes the punditry business has gonna hate to obviously be overboard. But I don't really like it every time they come out and really stop being objective. When Liverpool celebrate, do you know what people say? It's okay for them to celebrate because they have all what it takes to celebrate. They've got all, they've shown that they are really winners. But people forget that Liverpool have only gonna hate to win one Premier League and one Champions League. You get? Something that Arsenal can do this season, and they can obviously be in the same queue. You get? So those people are just clueless of what they're talking about. You know, if it's Man City, you can tell me they are, because they've gonna hate to prove to us that they are perennial winners. Man City have proven to us that they can win anytime they want. You know, in the last, I think, 6 Premier League titles, they've gonna hate to win 5. So for them, if you give them to me as an example, I'll admit, because they've gonna hate to master the ways of killing off this season and really winning trophies. But Liverpool, they've just went ahead to put in a very huge run and competition against City, but they haven't gone ahead to win more. I've told you, to show you they've gone ahead to win less, if Arsenal win a Premier League and a Champions League, that's a double this season, they equate to their season. Because Arsenal have a Community Shield and Liverpool have a Community Shield. Arsenal have an FA Cup, Liverpool have an FA Cup. Now, if they win a Premier League and a Champions League, the only trophy that Liverpool would have gone ahead to get and Arsenal haven't gone ahead to clinch on it is the Carabao Cup, something that can easily be gotten. So I don't want to see people coming out and really giving references on Liverpool, because however much they've gone ahead to build one of the most good squads in the world, but they've not gone ahead to win what they're supposed to win. They've played in 3 Champions League finals. They've gone ahead to win 1. You know, 2 of those they've gone ahead to lose to Real Madrid. They've lost to Man City on like 3-4 times on the final day of the Premier League. So I think they're just overrated. They're overrated because if you cannot stop the juggernaut, then you are not as good as they are. That is it. So I think people have just gone ahead to go overboard on Martin Odegaard, but this guy has a way to celebrate. Every person has a way to celebrate, and this is the skipper of Arsenal. And I like the way he turns the criticism into positive energy. I just like that because they've come out and really slated him. Guess what I was going to hate to do? He has gone ahead to come in through and really say, you've given me lemons, I've gone ahead to make lemonade out of them. That's what a good skipper has to do. A good leader. You attack me, I won't really come in through and will reply to you. I'll put in my stats right, because right now he has 5 Premier League goals and 6 assists, you know, and 13 games are left. I tell you, this guy is gonna score 15 Premier League goals. That is it, because that connection of Arsenal is really coming. If you reflect back how Arsenal started the season of 2020-2023, it's like they've gone ahead to really bring that form back at the beginning of the last half of the season, and that's what you'll need from your players. It's bad to perform very well in the first half of the season and then you implode or capitulate in the last months of the season like Arsenal did last season. It's better to kickstart it off. That's what I'm telling you. Man City is gonna face a very hard time with Arsenal, even though they're playing it. I think, is it on the 6th of March when we return from international break? I think it's gonna be towards the end of March, you know. they are going to face it rough because Manchester City are going to face a side of Arsenal that knows we beat Man City, we are into the title race. And last season, Man City went ahead to beat Arsenal home and away. The first game that was played at Emirates, Arsenal went ahead to beat Man City by 1-0. You remember the Community Shield? Arsenal beat Man City in the penalties, meaning that the confidence has been built up that Arsenal can now go and boss the side of Man City. You get? I'm having Katopato Rokani, you are a real analyst. Let them leave us alone, Kaka from Paida. Yeah, you know, sometimes there are things like I've gone ahead to come out here and criticize Bukayo Saka, but I've gone ahead to criticize him on principle because the moment I've gone ahead to criticize him, he has come out and really put in a very beautiful performance, and I've not come out to really downplay the efforts of this guy. But how does a celebration how can you compare a celebration of a player that they've gone ahead to celebrate early? Yet when Liverpool, Man City, and other teams that have gone ahead to be triumphant in the previous 6-7 seasons get those wins, they celebrate them. Beating Liverpool, you know, at Emirates 3-1, and Arsenal obviously denying them chances to have clear-cut chances, it was really celebratory. They need to celebrate it. They had to celebrate it because it was really a very huge movement in the right direction when it comes to Arsenal winning the trophy. So that's why I come out and some people ask me, but Rokani, do you really support Man United? I do. You know, I'll criticize Arsenal where I need be, and I'll come in to defend any team, whether Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, name it, provided I feel like a pundit has gone ahead to come in through and gone overboard. So smash the like button close to 30 times, and thank you for obviously loving this video. Now, from Arsenal a little bit, let's go to the result that went ahead to excite very many Arsenal fans yesterday when Pochettino came in through and obviously stopped the side of Man City. And when you look at those chances that Chelsea went ahead to miss, you know, you really look through and ask yourself, was this really necessary? Was it a day that Chelsea had to obviously beat a big team this season? Because they haven't beaten any big team this season. That is it. So, after drawing 1-1, the manager has come out and really said the following. This is Pochettino, the manager of Chelsea. Now, he has said, very good performance, very pleased. I think that is the spirit that we want to show. We are working for that. I think they're the best team in the world, and to show this performance, I think we need to be proud. We are very brave. First half, really good. I think we are aggressive with the ball, going forward and winning duels. In the second half, I think they dominated and forced us to defend deeper. We sustained the effort and have some chances to win the game. If you ask me which teams had the better chance to kill off the game, I'll tell you Man City. That is it. Sorry, I'll tell you Chelsea. Chelsea had other chances to kill off the game. They had other chances to kill off the game. But you cannot obviously come out and really talk ill about Nicholas Jackson on the missed chances. But you have to hail him for the chance he gives out to one of the wasteful players I've gone to see in the game of football, that is Raheem Sterling, and converted it into a goal. Each and every time I saw it into a goal, I said, oh yeah, this guy is really doing wonders. So I really resonate with the manager of Chelsea on what I was going to say about the game of football, but I think very many Arsenal fans were excited. And when you look at Man City in particular, they really have a very huge fixture to go. Let me read to you all these fixtures of Man City until when they play Arsenal. That's when you're going to get to know that it looks like Man City will only be left to compete for just the Champions League, because this title is having three teams that are really competing for the title. And I'm going to have to call it a 3-horse race. Not it? On Tuesday, Man City is playing Brentford. And this game is really going to be hard for Man City because they've gone ahead to play 2 games in a space of 3 days. And now, in the next 2-3 days, they are going to play a game. 7 days playing 3 games. That is very, 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 very tiresome. But they have Kevin De Bruyne out for like half of the season, meaning that he's still fresh. Erling Haaland has been out, and though he's really not scoring, I'm even gonna come in through and really give you a story of what his manager is gonna have to say on his goal drought. So we need to put this into account. Then after that, they'll go away to play at Bournemouth. It's not an easy visit. Then they'll play Manchester United on the 3rd of March. You get? So this is the game where I want the team I support, Man United, to come in through and obviously put in what we call a very beautiful performance against Man City. You know, all I want is to see Man United drawing against Man City or beat Man City. And when you look at the players of Man United that are really back, trust me, Man City are really going to be having a hard game. If Chelsea went ahead to really act like that, yet United are really having a better side, trust me, Man City might lose or really draw to Man United. Then after that, their next Premier League game is going to be against Liverpool. You get? Here, this lineup, I think if Man City goes ahead to obviously escape all these games, you know, and doesn't lose 2 games in these ones, then I'll really give them a 5-finger salute. Here out, they are going to play Man City. They're going to play Man United on the 3rd of March. Then after, 7 days later, they'll be playing away at Anfield. That is Liverpool. You get? Then after that, they'll be playing away at Brighton. You know how hard it is to play away at Brighton. Not so? Then after that, they're going to be playing against Arsenal. That is on the 31st of March. After that, 3rd April, they'll be playing Aston Villa. So, if Man City beats Man United, it won't beat Liverpool. You get? It won't beat Arsenal, Aston Villa, Brighton. I see like 2 draws, all 1 loss and 1 draw. I see them dropping points there. So, those fixtures are really tight, and it's not really gonna be an easy go for the side of Man City, and that's why they need to obviously do the needful. I've got to look through the fixtures of Arsenal. I think the fixtures of Arsenal are really good. They are really good. So let's wait and see how that pans out. And even remember, Liverpool is soon going to pay a visit to Old Trafford. So Arsenal is really lucky that they might reach an extent of playing Man City when Man City and Liverpool have gone ahead to lose some 3 points, and Arsenal would have gone ahead to obviously capitalize onto their positions. Then I'm having Peter Bagonza Pooley. Those pundits are non-substantial when it comes to giving reasonable points. Watching you here in Kuwait. Thank you for obviously watching me down in Kuwait. So I've been talking about the fixtures, and I think, is it tomorrow? I'm going to compare the next 5 fixtures of Arsenal to those of Man City and Liverpool, because it's really very important. That is it, because you need to know what your competitors are all about. You need to compare these fixtures, because Man City has to play Aston Villa, has to play Man United, has to play Arsenal, has to play Liverpool. You get? Those are the next 4 fixtures. In the next 6 games they're going to play, they have to play those 4. There is even Brighton. It's not an easy game, because Brighton can come in through and obviously stop you at any juncture. You know how good they are and how good they can be. So we wait and see how that pans out. But thank you guys for watching in through. Then let's go to Spurs. Yesterday, Spurs were beaten by 2-1 at home by the side of Wolverhampton Wanderers. Remember, last weekend they left it late because they needed a late-minute winner coming through from Richarlison, who obviously take them to where they are, you know. But having gone ahead to lose yesterday, it has gone ahead to really pile more pressure onto them, because right now they are 3 points behind Man United. And remember, they are gonna play. They are not playing. I think they are going to miss out on a fixture. And then Man United is going to be playing Fulham. If United beats Fulham over the weekend, Manchester United will be level at points with Spurs. And Spurs will be having a game to play. And that game in hand to play is against Chelsea. So you cannot guarantee yourself of beating Chelsea. That is it. You cannot come out, and remember, Chelsea is going to be hosting them at the Stamford Bridge. So a lot is going to be unfolding out. And it might turn out into a roller coaster of events in there. So, Ange Pochettino has come out and really said the following. about why recent home games have had a slow start. He says that's probably been the last couple of home games we haven't. In the beginning of the year, we did. We are not doing anything different. Sometimes it's the mindset going into games. Sometimes it's the opposition. Sometimes it's just the context of football game. We are not a team that's got individuals in that can win games of football on their own. We don't have those players. We are not that kind of a team. He's obviously going ahead to obviously confirm what I went ahead to people here. You know, some people just come out and really put out their utterances that are really uncalled for. You know, sometimes I don't want to reply a lot, but I'm going to start doing videos of no way so and so said this about such and such a team, because there are some utterances that are really unnecessary to be heard of. You get? You cannot come out and really put out some statements. I told people that Spurs is going nowhere. Spurs is going nowhere. The best position they can fight for is 5th. But it looks like Aston Villa is having a better squad that can compete and players with a better mentality. The manager has told you that we don't have individuals in our team that can win games of football on their own, and he's right. For me, the only player they've got that can win the game of football on his own is Son Heung-min. I've seen him produce moments of brilliancy in very many games, and single-handedly has gone ahead to win games. But the Richarlison has gone ahead to put in very many goals. I give him the flowers he deserves, because turning it around from what he did last season at Spurs to what has gone ahead to be this season, it has been really supernatural. When you look at Richarlison, last season, I think he scored only one Premier League goal, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look at his stats. His stats show that last season, he played 27 Premier League games, had 1 goal and 3 assists. This season, 22 games, 10 Premier League goals and 3 assists. He has scored 9 more. And with 13 games left, he can even hit double figures, because he has been averaging a game in the previous 6-7 games of the Premier League. So that is really huge. But kudos go to the guy known as Son Heung-min, because this guy is really underrated in the Premier League. But trust me, if he was playing for a team like Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, or Man City, he would have been one of the best. And look, 22 games, 12 goals and 6 assists. This guy can single-handedly win him games. Now, I was really giving you these references, and you were saying I'm just biased. That Rokani, just because you support Man United, you cannot really believe that United is having a bad run. I told you that any team might be having a bad run, but that bad run comes to an end. And what did Ten Hag tell the people? He told them, judge me. He told them, judge me when my best players are back. And his best players were Lisandro Martinez, Casemiro, and Luke Shaw. Ever since the return, the team of United has gone ahead to win games. But remember, the previous 2 games that Manchester United has gone ahead to win, Luke Shaw played 45 minutes in the game of West Ham, in the game of Aston Villa, and went off. Even today has played 43 minutes and went off. Lisandro Martinez has been out for the previous 2 games. You know, Casemiro today, he has been off, and he has managed to win. Now, when you look at the quality of players that Manchester United are really having, you know, they're having very many players that can come in through and really win that game of football single-handedly. If you watched Kobe Mainoo do his stuff against Wolverhampton Wanderers, he showed you that he can create a moment of magic, skip past 3 players in the middle of the park, and really bury that ball in the lower bottom corner. That is one. Casemiro has proven it out. He will either get you an assist, or come in with a header, or a shot at goal to really win you a game single-handedly. Bruno Fernandes can raise up to the occasion and win a game single-handedly. Rasmus Højlund has shown us that even if you don't give him those assists, when he makes those runs to the near and far posts, he can score those goals, because I can really come there and give you facts that he has only gone ahead to get like 2 assists on his Premier League 7 goals going ahead to score, meaning that the 5 have come in through as no assists. Even today, the first one was not an Arsenal United player. The second one, it was a shot going out. It will be claimed as an artist for Garnacho. He chest passes it to the goal of Luton Town. You get? Those are the players I'm talking about, Man United. That's why I tell you that Man United and Aston Villa have better players to kill off those positions and really win games single-handedly. And this, even Marcus Rashford can. When he really gets up to where he's supposed to be, he can come in through and really win the game. Those are like 5-6 players that can come in through and obviously win the games of football alone. Let's go to Aston Villa. They're having Douglas Luiz. He can win the game of football anywhere. He can get a free kick, curl it inside, it counts, He can really score like he scored against Man United, you remember? He can bring in a corner and it curls inside. He can even bring in a corner that is really pinpoint and it's really headed in the back of the net. The other player that can win the game of football alone is Ollie Watkins. We've seen Ollie Watkins. He has gone ahead to be having a very brilliant season. I think he's having like 15 goals now and some 10 assists this season. He can win a game of Aston Villa single-handedly. Look at Leon Bailey. He can win a game of football single-handedly. Look at Yuri Tielemans. He can produce moments of brilliancy and win a game single-handedly. The other player that we can talk about is Moussa Diaby. He can come in through and really win the game of football single-handedly. Look at McGinn, their captain. He can do it, So, I've told you that they really have a very beautiful squad that can come in through and really kill off games. So, let no one lie to you that the manager of Spurs is really talking fiction. He's speaking the best and the truth. That, when you look at teams like Arsenal, they have very many players that can kill off the game single-handedly. For example, look at the goal that Trossard scores when Liverpool is two goals, when Arsenal is leading Liverpool by 2-1. That is what we call winning a game of football single-handedly, creating a moment of magic. He gets the ball near the touchline, past the center line, and he takes on two players. He bursts into space, hits that ball past Virgil van Dijk, Ned Muggs, Alisson Becker to make it 3-1. Comfortable win for Arsenal. Let me give you another moment. On Saturday, when Arsenal beat Burnley by 5-0, did you see that goal that was scored by Kai Havertz? Did you see that goal? It's a solo effort goal. He's thrown into by Jakub Kiwior. He runs from the center line to the 18 yards box area of Burnley. He net marks two defenders, goes through them, faces the goalkeeper, and he scores. That's what we call a solo effort. The other player we're going to talk about is Gabriel Jesus. Remember the third goal he scored against Man United when he sat down Diego Dallo. You remember that goal? That is what we call a solo effort. A goal he scores when Arsenal is really looking for the first goal against Nottingham Forest. He scored it single-handedly. Zinchenko releases him, it's a throw-in, he runs towards the byline, net marks the goalkeeper, former at Arsenal, that is Matt Turner, to make it 1-0. The other goal he scored when Arsenal was playing against Sevilla away to give Arsenal a 2-0 lead. Before they pulled one back Sevilla, the game ended 2-1. Declan Rice plays him outside the Tina's box area. He chops inside and goes in for the back post, curling effort. Those are the players we're talking about. The other effort, if you remember the goal he scored against RC Lens when they were in France, that shot outside the Tina's box area, very accurate. The way he pursued it was really great. With precision, that's what we're talking about. Saka can win a game of football at Arsenal alone. He can get that ball and really skip past players and really score a moment of magic, The other player that can really produce a moment of magic is Martin Odegaard. He can win a game of football single-handedly, Like we've gone ahead to see him today. Who thought that he was going to score that goal on Saturday? But he went ahead and really did it. Sometimes you don't need even to obviously score, but you just need to find out a pass and create an assist, Declan Rice has shown us that when they needed him against Man United, he raised up to the occasion and got them the winning goal to 2-1 before Jesus made it 3-1. Against Chelsea, when Arsenal was trailing by 2-0, guess who pulls one back? Declan Rice. When they're playing against Luton Town, who scores the winner? Declan Rice. So, Arsenal really having very many players that can really kill off the game. Look at Gabriel Magalhaes. You know, how he comes in through and really scores those goals. William Saliba. Arsenal really having close to 7 players that can solely win the game. That's what Ange Pochettino is talking about, that you need to be having players like those who can kill off the game single-handedly. And for me, I know they only have one player, Son Heung-min. For that, he can do everything. And assist or score goals single-handedly. He can get that ball and really decide, I'm going to face this side and kill off the opponents. So, that's what he's talking about, and I think you're going to have to really understand exactly what the manager is really talking. He also added and said, we conceded 2 or 3 good chances on a counter-attack. I think one of them was offside against Wolverhampton Wanderers. That's going to happen. A lot of that is just sort of game state. Like I say, if you get a foothold in the game and put them under pressure, that limits the opportunities that they have the other way. Ultimately, when you are not successful, everything looks like it's garbage. That's not the way I look at football. The same way I didn't think we were superb, great leading points into this game. We are still trying to build something, as I keep saying, lay some foundations. I think a lot of our defensive work this season has been outstanding, to be honest, considering the players we have in there, the experience they have. It has been one of our strengths, and we will keep trying to improve in all areas. We've got 2 weeks. It's a different kind of build-up for us, but we'll use the 2 weeks to make sure we are ready for the next game at home. That is it. So, they're having 2 weeks. Remember, they're not going to play this weekend. You know, they're supposed to be playing in the midweek, but the game of them and Chelsea has been postponed because they're going to play into the final of the Carabao Cup. So, 2 weeks of rest. I don't think it's going to be the best of the manager, and I think they're going to really build up or create what we call a behind door game to really keep the players in motion, but will help them really get themselves and rediscover themselves. So that is it. After those 2 weeks, they are going to be playing against Crystal Palace. You get? So wait and see how such really unfolds for the side of Tottenham Hotspur. But it is really a very good week that my team has gone ahead to win. Arsenal fans, I know you are jubilating. And for Arsenal fans, I just wish you the best of luck. I want you to win the league. I've given you my reasons. They are really sounding. You know, if Liverpool goes ahead to win the league, they equal the number of league trophies that we have. I wouldn't like it to happen. You get? If Man City win the league, they would have gone ahead to win 4 in a row. You get? So, I wouldn't like that to happen. So, let's wait and see what this is going to really get us as a club of Man United, because I would wish Arsenal to win it. Now, let's go and see the next fixtures. After the ones that Liverpool is going to play against Luton Town. Liverpool is playing against Luton Town because they have a final on Sunday. You get? So, they have to play on Wednesday, and then they play onto the weekend. Chelsea and Tottenham has been postponed because both Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur are not in Europe. Liverpool has to start playing, I think, on Thursdays, you know, after the round of 16 is done. I think after the round of 32 is done, then they're going to come into the round of 16. So I think there'll be ample time and ample space for Chelsea and Tottenham game to be played. So next Saturday at 18 hours, Crystal Palace is going to be playing Burnley. Right? Crystal Palace is going to be playing Burnley. Then Aston Villa is going to be playing Nottingham Forest. Man United is going to be hosting Fulham. 18 hours. Brighton is going to be hosting Everton. Bournemouth is going to be playing Man City at 20-30 hours. Arsenal is going to be playing Newcastle at 23 hours. That is on Saturday this week. Then on Sunday, Wolverhampton Wanderers will come in through to play Sheffield, and Brentford will come in through to be hosted by West Ham, a team that is really having a hard time. Now, those are really fixtures. Arsenal fans, look out on Wednesday. Start up on Tuesday. Man City hosting Brentford. You should watch that game and see how it ends. I believe either Liverpool or Man City is dropping points on Tuesday or Wednesday. That is it. That is it. But I'm pointing so much on Man City because they've gone ahead to play very many games. 3 games in 7 days. That is ridiculous. So it is really going to cost them a little bit. So let's wait and see. But Arsenal is going to play into the Champions League, and I'm going to come up with a match preview earlier this morning to bring you exactly how I think Arsenal is going to stand as they take on the side of FC Porto in there for you. Now, thank you guys for watching through. I think I've gone ahead to cover up everything that you guys have gone ahead to say. But one is asking me, Solomon Bulime, Rokani, can you compare for me Trossard and Jota? Trossard, I pick Trossard ahead of Jota on any other day. The skill set of Trossard, guys, it's really out of this world. Trossard is a player that is a late developer. He's just 28 years of age, if I'm not mistaken. 28. So he has gone ahead to develop late. And when you look at Diego Jota, let me see Jota, the Portuguese player. Jota is 27 years of age, and this season he has 9 Premier League goals and 3 assists. You get? When you go to Trossard, and remember Jota is a starter at Liverpool, they have not gone ahead to get the same number of minutes at the same level. This guy is 27, is 29 years of age, meaning that there is an age difference of 2. Because Jota is 27, this guy is just 29. And remember, this is the first full season of Trossard playing at a big team. Jota has been at Liverpool since 2020. You get? So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is his 4th season playing at Liverpool. And when you look at Trossard, he has 7 goals and 1 assist. That's going to play 21 games. Diego Jota has played 19 games, 9 goals and 3 assists. So the reason as to why I tell you that, to me, I go with Trossard on any day is simple. Leandro Trossard is a versatile player. You get? When you talk about versatility, you really get what I tell you. He's a versatile player who has come out to obviously put in loads and loads of efforts. And those efforts have really gone ahead to produce huge moments of class. So everything that Jota does, Trossard can do it, because Jota can play across that front line. He can play as a right forward, he can play as a left forward, he can play as a false 9. Even Trossard can do it, But there is something else that Trossard gets you. Trossard can play as a number 8 and he can play as a number 10, something that Diego Jota cannot do, So that is what shows you that this guy is really special. When you look at the goals that Jota has gone ahead to score, he has gone ahead to score when he's really playing in the front 3. But Trossard has gone ahead to score goals when he's playing the midfield, and sometimes across. So for me, I go with him, on any day. And I think he's going to even score like 15 goals and more in the Premier League only. In the remaining 13 goals, if Trossard keeps himself fit and doesn't get an injury, he's really going to do the needful. So I tell you, this guy is really, really good. He's really good. So I think he's really going to come up and really put in a very good shift. So when you look at this guy, I really give him the best. I pick Trossard over Jota. Jota is an injury-prone player. You get? He's an injury-prone player. he has had many injuries, because even yesterday he got himself injured. If at all you know, didn't you really get to know about it? So, first and foremost, you need to be available to obviously put yourself in a comparison. You know, as I've always told you that, Ronaldinho, to me, and Ronaldo de Lima are some of the best players I've gonna hate to see in this world. Why does Messi, Messi, Ronaldo, Pere, and Maradona come ahead of those two players? Yet I believe those two are really more talented than any of those. It's because of the longevity and consistency. Messi and Ronaldo have kept themselves at the helm of the game of football for like 16, 17 years. Ronaldinho was there for like 6, 7 years. Ronaldo was like for 10 years. But when you look at how long Maradona played for, 10 plus years of consistency. And it's the drugs, that were found in him after the doping system that really stopped his career. But he would have kept himself going until the 90s. You get? Maybe would have gone ahead to play until mid-90s. For Pere, he played football to his best. And it said he's the highest ever human to score goals. 1,000 goals plus. That is Pere. He won the World Cup at the age of 17. And he went ahead to win another World Cup. Very good player. Consistent. So for me, what comes out in my mind is simple. You have to be consistent and be available. One of the things that really contributes to the consistency is really being available. And this guy is never available. You get? So, one is going to hate to obviously talk about the blue card to be introduced in the game of football. Someone is going to hate to ask me about that question. That is Namuguzi Ekasaga. Hey Aradi, can you please tell me about the blue card? Now, the blue card has come in through to be used, by the referees, especially for certain special fouls. You get? That, like attacking the referee. Like, remember that game when Diego Dallo was sent off against Liverpool? Such events, you can obviously be given a blue card. You spend 10 minutes out. Then there are some certain attributes, that are going to have to be really pulled out of the blue card. So, they say this card is going to be really brought in because you have to really get it for elite levels of football and incorrect and premature decisions. So some red card offenses that were given to these players are going to be really replaced with blue cards. For example, when the man, like the last man, really fouls like the player that is going to score, instead of sending him off, they can give him a blue card, but it's going to be a decision taken by the referee, and it's really going to bring in more and more controversies in the game of football, because some people will say that's supposed to be a red card. Then why do you really give a player a blue card? Now, a blue card comes into play that if it's issued to a player, the player spends 10 minutes off the field of play. That is it. A player spends 10 minutes off the field of play and returns, meaning that his team will be suffering with a man down until when that guy returns. But when you get two blue cards, they'll obviously send you off, because 2 blue cards will be equivalent to a red card. So there are some special punishments that are no longer gonna be really straight red cards. They'll get you off the field of play for 10 minutes and then you return. I think that will be better. You get, because that will limit the number of red cards into the game. But I stand to obviously come in through and really read more about this and really bring you the best, But they are going to be introduced in the game of football. And trust me, these blue cards are really going to do the needful. 2 blue cards equal to a red card. You get? And let me read to you this before I really close out. It's coming from the Daily Telegraph about the blue red card. They say the blue card is to be introduced to football as per of the sin bin trials to be announced on Friday. Telegraph Sport can reveal the game's lawmaking body, the International Football Association, IFAB, has signed off on what would be the first new card. You get? On the first new card, has signed out onto the first new cards, has signed off on what would be the first new card to be used in the sport since the advent of yellow and red cards at the 1970 World Cup. The revolutionary move will be announced by IFAB as part of the sin bin protocols that will see players removed from the field for 10 minutes if they commit a cynical foul or show dissent towards a match official. So when you see to it that your player is going to hit, obviously, to argue out with the referee and so on and so forth, you'll be shown a blue card. Out for 10 minutes and then you get back. Then the Football Association of Wales had planned to use a blue card during a sin bin trial in grassroots competitions this season, with the color chosen over the likes of orange in order to differentiate clearly from the yellow card or red or yellow card. The FAW failed to obtain clearance for the move, and players sent to the sin bin have been shown a yellow card instead. So they say 2 blue cards equivalent to a red card. The new protocol announced on Friday will limit the new card to fouls that prevent a promising attack plus dissent, as well as confirming a player should be shown a red card if they receive 2 blue cards during a match or a combination of yellow and blue. Top tier competitions will be excluded from initial testing in the professional game in case the protocols require further refinement, but elite trials could still begin as soon as possible in the summer. That may include the FA Cup and Women's FA Cup, with Football Association considering volunteering next lessons competitions for testing, but sin bins will not be used in this summer's European Championship or next term's Champions League after the president of UEFA, Cafferin, told Telegraph Sport last month he was completely opposed to them, adding it's not football anymore. The European governing body, nevertheless, could be forced to introduce them if, as expected, trials lead to them being added to the laws. So that is it, but we still wait and see to gate those fouls and how stipulated they will be in when called for those fouls. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. I've gone ahead to be having in Gaffa Abidion, thank you. Peter Bagonza, thank you for watching through. Kaka Pato, thank you for watching through. Peter Bagonza, thank you. Solomon Bulime, thank you. Namuguzi Ekasaga, thank you for watching through. So it has been nice doing this video with you. Late video though late, you guys have gone ahead to come through and be presented. I'm trying to make sure that I talk with you on a daily, on a live stream. So guys, your reactions to everything we've gone ahead to talk about are welcome in the comment section below. And Rock and David remains my name. Good night to those going to bed. The Muslim